Hello everyone. Today we talk about fundamentals of microscopy. On title slide is our latest articles which published in Microscopy today in USA. It's this short column in this popular journal was about war situation in our region, and in this short article, um, uh, I inform scientific community about our situation and our activity in these very difficult days. Uh, we publish article in journal Microscopy and Microanalysis, and this our partners, our colleagues from US, it's realized in this study mm, was conducted in very difficult conditions, and they propose me prepare short information about it. Okay. It's microscopy. It's very ancient uh, story, which start from Babylon, when in probably 2000 or 3000 years ago. People prepare for lens from rock crystals. Um, it's it's time about this King Nimrod or something like that. It's but after Babylon, um, this many years this field was quiet and empty. Only in the 13th century, monks invent eyeglasses for reading books. Uh, these devices became popular because it helps people uh, return some activity, and this in this field many rise many uh, manufacturers which specialized on lens preparation. One from them is Zakaria Janssen from Netherlands, in 1590. Prepare a visual tube. It's which help magnifying objects, and de facto it was first microscope. And this proves by some publication, Pierce Borrell and William Borrell. Zacharia prepared his first proto microscope with his father Hans. Later, Galileo Galilei assembled early microscope with convex and concave lens, and it was more advanced microscope. Galileo named this the invention like Occhiolino from Italian. It's little eye. It's Galileo Galilei understand this public relation role of public relation in promotion and often demonstrate this invention for kings and aristocracy. It's this events was documented and in 1612 it was demonstration from Polish King Sigismund III. This very advanced practice was copied by Cornelius Drebbel, which present microscope first microscope with analogical uh, constitution in with two lens convex and concave lens in London. Uh, Later, Drebbel shows his invention in Rome. Uh, Galileo Galilei shows this Cellino to Prince Federico Chiesi, which was very surprised and make proposition to found National Scientific Academy of Lince. It's like Academia of Links Aid. If it's in translation, because it's this scientist should find new explorers like links with superior superior eyes of links. This academy exists to nowadays, but several times this academy was closed. In old time, its main reason it's lack of finance from aristocracy and these mecenates. But in 20th century, this academy was closed by fascists in Italy, um, because it's this scientist was not loyal to this government in 40s. But later, after Second World War, this academy was re-established. Okay, okay. Term of microscope was introduced and proposed by Giovanni Faber, Galileo friends from this academy, and we remember Galileo Galilei also um, make another invention, it's telescope. It's very similar of this principle. Okay, but very good, very flourish development of this new field was in Netherlands, and, because it's Netherlands have uh, like first industry base in around the world. It was very advanced economy on those time. Robert Hooke published first monography with name Micrographia collection it's in this book contain a lot of pictures and people very appreciate its visual material. Robert Hooke make pictures of microscopy, this microscopy uh, material. And an example, it was some cells structure, cork tissue with cork, and some insects, etc. It's this book was this like bestseller in all time, and the many examples of this book is uh, safe to our days. Anthony van Leeuwenhoek improves the microscope, but this microscope was quite simple with one lens. But this Anthony was talented manufacturer of lens, and his lens was the best. And of course, microscopy, which make this Anthony of Leeuwenhoek also was the best. It's curiosity of people. I love uh, make a lot of discovery. It's well, discovery is for every day. It's lots of bacteria, cells, erythrocytes, spermatozoids, and muscle infusorias, and all this all this entity for microvolt was demonstrated for first time. It's like sensation of uh, its preparation of lenses was quite difficult activity, and it's very fine work. Um, Leeuwenhoek prepare made about 25 microscopes, uh, and the 9 microscopes have survived to our days. Um, an example, one from these microscopes can magnify an image in 275 times. Also, describe it's in history, and also was described microscope of Anthony Leeuwenhoek's microscope, which can magnify an image in 500 times. It's quite like some microscopes works with its level of 20th century, or some microscopes can uh, demonstrate such efficacy today. An example, we make diagnostics on magnification in 100 and 400 times. And it's enough for make the diagnoses in oncology, etc. But it's for 17th century, it was sensation. It's breakthrough, of course. Okay, later this Carl Zeiss in Germany found this mass product company with for microscopes and optical instruments. This company exists to nowadays, very successful company. We have Carl Zeiss microscope in on our department, and etc. Uh, of course, it's nowadays we have a lot of good microscopes in Nikon, Leica, etc. But it's iconic in the classic optics was introduced by Carl Zeiss. And an example, Ernst Abbe, who worked for Carl says, discover and uh, make a lot of efforts for developing theory of microscopy. And an example here introduce a number for characteristic of lens and this uh, quite important quite important. Uh, in 1863, Henry Clifton Sorby develops polarizing microscope, which this technique used to nowadays. But first applying this technique was for studying composition and structure of meteorites. Uh, in the 20th century is Ernst Ruska create first electron microscope based on principle transmission electron microscopy, which later transform in electron optics. It's separate discipline in microscopy. But here it was also breakthrough. Here is Ernst Ruska received Nobel Prize in 1986. It's this quite a big gap between between discovery and the Nobel Prize. It was some this politics elements because Ernst Ruska works in Third Reich, and sometimes it's not. It quite